Quick mic test 1 2 1 2. Y'all can hear me?
I could hear you, Earl. I hope we could hear you. We got a lot to talk about. Let's wait for Allan to get in here, and then I'll kind of start the show.
All right, bet.
There he is. You ready to rock, Allan? Let's do this thing, man. Okay. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Quest for 18 podcast, one of the best Laker podcasts on the internet. A lot of people know about it, a lot of people don't, but they're going to know about it, and they're going to look back and see this episode. Yeah, I did get a haircut. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out. But yes, this is where we're at. LUKA DONCIC somehow, some way, is a member of the Los Angeles Lakers on February 1st, 2025, 17 years after the Lakers traded for Pau Gasol to pair with Kobe, and when they ended up winning 2 titles. LUKA is a Laker, and probably the most shocking trade in NBA history, and possibly the most shocking trade in sports history. There was not one soul on earth who knew about this trade, aside from Lakers GM Rob Pelinka, Mavs GM Nico Harrison, Mavs owner, I forgot his name, and Lakers owner Jeannie Buss. There was no one in the world who knew. And this has now become the thing that the entire internet is talking about. I saw this posted on political sites. I saw news outlets that only post presidential elections talk about this trade. This is now one of the biggest moments in NBA history, easily one of the biggest moments in Lakers history. And we're here to do another podcast, talk about what this means for the future. I'm joined by my 2 co-hosts, Allan and Earl, who started this podcast. They put in the work. We're here. We're re-energized off this trade. I already know it. This is going to be years of glory and excellence for Laker fans. Shockingly horrible decision by the Mavs front office. There's no world where this trade gets done, but this trade somehow got done. And we're aware that there's a lot of content creators live right now doing their thing. I understand. But if you choose to spend some time with us, you stumble in here, you want to watch this later, you should, because we have a lot of great thoughts on this. And this is just the start of a decade-long journey that I'm going to be taking with my guys here covering the Lakers. And last thing, I wore an NBA Summer League polo today for the podcast. It was what I was wearing the day I met Shams. Had a great conversation with him this last summer. I asked him, are the Lakers going to make a move? He said no. He was right. And 6 months, 7 months after that, the Lakers have traded for a top 3 player in the NBA who was never thought of to be available. So welcome to Quest for 18. We got a lot of thoughts. Let's get into it.
Yes, indeed. For today's episode is mostly just a discussion. There's no really rightful topics. Of course, we'll go through a couple names / future what it holds for the Lakers. But obviously, like I said, they're just a free form. If you have any questions, hot take, or opinion, feel free to join in chat. As always, make sure to even request as well. Like I said, we'll take any questions. We'll take any of these live viewers on here. And yeah, let's start off with your reaction to the trade and at least what you believe is next for the Lakers. Let's start.
Man, we're really here. I honestly I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I feel like this was very unexpected. A lot of people owe Rob an apology, man. From the reports I'm hearing, Rob's been cooking this up for the last couple of weeks. He's been in the lab getting things together, trying to figure out what move works best, and he absolutely, I think, got the deal of the century. We're gonna be talking about this trade to our future kids. People are gonna talk about this forever. It's one of the biggest sports moments I've witnessed, being on this earth. Not even to be dramatic, but we traded Anthony Davis, 32-year-old, for LUKA DONCIC, 25-year-old, who is in his prime, has a chance to be one of the best basketball players of all time. Not even to gas it up. He's him. So when you have the opportunity to make a deal like that, you have to make it. And I want to start by saying, like, I respect Anthony Davis so much. Like, he has done a lot for this team. We talk about it pretty much every week about how we wanted AD to be the main guy. Like, he puts on work on the defensive end. He puts on work on the offensive end. He pretty much carried this team alongside LeBron James. But with all that being said, I mean, we got the Don. We got LUKA DONCIC on the team for the foreseeable future. He is locked in. Like, this is huge for Lakers basketball. And I know there's always memes about Lakers always think they can get any star, whatever the star they want on the planet. It's the truth. We can get whoever we want, whenever we want. Like, Rob Pelinka just proved that today. So, shout out to Rob. I guess I'll intro with that. I'm so excited to kind of talk about the future of the Lakers with you guys. I know we lost AD. I know we lost Christie, but when you you weigh that versus what you got back, I think it's a great trade for us. And I don't know what the Dallas Mavericks were thinking, if I'm being completely honest. But I'm happy I slept on it. Of course, I was upset about AD, the way they, he didn't get any notice. But things like this, it's hard to give notice to. When you're cooking up a big trade like this, I mean, there's nothing to say. Like, you make the trade happen. You call them afterwards, tell them, hey, I had to do this. You understand I had to do this from a basketball perspective, and you pretty much move on. I know Anthony Davis is going to dominate on the Mavericks, and I wish him all the best. Like, I have nothing bad to say about Anthony Davis. He got us through a lot of hard times. So shout out to AD. Thank you for the championship in 2020, and welcome to the LUKA DONCIC era.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Earl. That definitely fantastic points made by you that we're all feeling. I mean, it's hard not to say thank you to AD for what he's done for us. I think it was a ride with AD. There were ups and downs, no doubt, but because he was one of the most talented players in Lakers history. There's no championship in 2020 without AD, similar to kind of Kobe and Powell's dynamic in 2010 or 2009. I'm going to miss him as a person. I think he's fantastic. Obviously, unbelievable basketball player, two-way player. If you don't make this trade and you're the Lakers GM, I think you deserve to be fired on the spot. That's where I'm at, because this is a fake trade world. Like, this is a fake world we're living in. How does this happen? How does a team go to you and say, hey, want our 25-year-old superstar who's locked up for multiple more years? Like, this is the type of guy that the NBA is going in a direction where you can't even sign these types of guys in free agency. It's got to be a trade, but LUKA is never going to be available for trade, and somehow he was. And honestly, Earl and Allan, I watched Nico Harrison's press conference. It was horrible. It was disgraceful. If I were a Mavs fan, I'd be sick. He kept saying that, he liked defense wins championships. Completely understand with the AD side of things. Even Max Christie is a great defender. But at the same time, you don't trade a 25-year-old superstar. They asked this man, Nico Harrison, did you get any indication that LUKA wasn't going to re-sign with you guys, another Supermax extension? And he goes, no, not at all. It was kind of the opposite, actually. And one reporter goes, I understand how this makes sense in the very short term to some degree this year, but why are you saying that it makes sense in the long term? Like, he was more abrupt with him. He goes, yeah, by long term, I mean about 3 years. In 3 to 5 years, J Kidd and I will both be in the grave. And it was a joke of a press conference. It was an SNL skit of an NBA GM. right? It didn't make sense, but somehow we're here. And yeah, we have unlimited things to talk about. Allan, to your point, who knows what this means for the rest of the year? I mean, I do think it's fair to say they're a trade or two away, definitely 2 to 3 players away from competing. But as Laker fans, you know, you take out the bias about this year, it's like we are living it up for a decade, and we just transitioned from Kobe to Bron to adding AD to Luka, and everyone on social media is saying, Lakers fans, they always say, we know this, Laker fans are delusional. Why are you making a mock trade of Luka? Why are you saying that you're going to sign Anthony Edwards? Why are you saying you're going to sign Kyrie Irving? But now all the response I'm seeing on social media is everyone saying, you know what, Laker fans, we don't blame you anymore because you somehow went and got Wilt, Kareem, you had Jerry West, Mikan, Magic, Kobe, Shaq, Powell, LeBron, AD, and now a top 3 player of the 2020s in LUKA DONCIC. The Lakers find a way to get the biggest superstars to LA without fail, whether that was Dr. Buss, who rest in peace, Dr. Buss, but he would have made this trade a billion times out of a billion times. We know that. Or Rob Pelinka, who no one had faith in, but he just brought you a top 3 player for 10 years.
I'll see. It's like going back to that. It's like the Lakers. The only way they don't get stars is that they make themselves undesirable. Like the Los Angeles Lakers, everything else that goes around that organization is desirable. Like I said, we always had this question of what happens when LeBron retires, and of course we had to. What's AD gonna do? AD gonna do as the top guy, and now that we got Luka Doncic, I feel like we don't have to worry about that. Of course, there's stuff to worry about in my personal opinion right now in terms of our roster construction, but of course we'll go into that. But like I said, Luka Doncic is a elite player and someone you just cannot pass. He's a generational player. Obviously, there may be players who are going to influence and may play like him in the future, but as of right now, there is no other Luka Doncic in the NBA in terms of his position and the skills that he brings. Maybe like Jokic or Wemby, but like there's no other Luka in my opinion.
But you don't get those guys. That's the other point. You don't get Jokic. You don't get Wemby. You don't get Luka. But we got Luka. That's kind of where I'm at. Like you did something that even if we said one day ago, if somehow we talked about this one day ago, it would have been impossible by all metrics. You can't make this trade on 2K. This isn't a video game trade. It's a level above. And when you talk about what are we going to do in the future, obviously you're chilling with just Luka and good role players, retooling. But at the same time, now, if I'm a superstar who hits free agency in 2027 or 2028, and there's no LeBron, not only do I want to live in Los Angeles, but I want to play with Luka, who clearly makes his teammates better and gives you a shot at the title. Every other superstar is not a problem anymore for the Lakers. And they will be able to pair Luka with another AD, as crazy as that sounds.
Man, y'all both made some great points. That's why I love doing this show, by the way. We all been doing this for a very long time. But yeah, I think both of you guys have really great points. I'll speak to Jake's point. Like, this doesn't happen. The only way to get like a Luka, Jokic, it's literally to draft them. Like, these type of players don't really come on the market that often, especially like a generational talent we're talking about, Luka Doncic. So I think all of us, of course, like I said, we were shocked, I think is the best word. I don't think anybody feels like this was a bad trade for Lakers. And if you do, you just got to wake up. Like, you just got to wake up at this point. And that's no disrespect to Anthony Davis. We talked about how grateful we are for him and what he's done for the organization. But Luka is 25 years old, bro. Their main concern was him not he was at 270, bro. 270. We're not worried about that, bro. We got LA Fitness. We got LeBron James. We got Luka with LeBron James now. LeBron James, basically today, if you guys didn't see the report, he's staying home. Lakers is his home. He's riding this through. He's going to trust what the Lakers are doing with their front office, and he's going to ride through this end of this, I guess, Luka / LeBron end of era times. Like I respect that about LeBron as well. Like he's not, oh, you guys made this big decision without me, blah 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 blah. I want to trade out. He wants to stick around and see what happens. So I'm happy about that as well. I think it's going to be an interesting, really, it's going to be a crazy week. I mean, we got till Thursday. We see all the reports about, as we said, we're going to get into roster construction later. But yeah, I agree with you guys. You have to make a move like this. If Rob Pelinka doesn't make this move, he should be fired. Like that's just, it's plain and simple. And once again, shout out to Rob Pelinka. Like there's a lot of questions about why he didn't make this move or why he didn't trade this person for that person. Like now we know, like he was weighing his options. Do I go out there? Do I keep AD or do I go out there and get Luka Doncic and figure everything else out? And we've had conversations about this almost every week. What do the Los Angeles Lakers look like with AD and no LeBron James for the future? We all said this multiple times. We'll have to get a player better than AD for things to work. Now we don't have that problem. We have Luka Doncic. Anybody who's a free agent is going to consider to play with Luka Doncic. Like he's still young. I mean, top 3 player in the NBA right now. Who doesn't want to do that? And play in Los Angeles? Like, come on, bro. Like everything for the future looks bright. And even right now, like I know we don't have certain pieces, but that's literally small details right now, bro. I know Rob, he's cooking. I have no reason to doubt Rob and his plan. He said he's still very active in finding trades. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like the future is bright, and really right now is bright as well. Like I'm excited to see Luka and Bron take the court together for the first time. That's gonna be insane.
Yeah, Earl, I agree. I mean, this is one of those rare moments in sports where you would never forget where you're at. I mean, the cultural significance of this extends beyond just a basketball player being traded. This is revolutionary. I've said it the last, since the trade happened. I think the NBA just solved the face of the NBA issue. That's how much this extends past the Lakers. You have a top 3 player with a killer instinct. He's always had the killer instinct. He's always had the mentality. Imagine him with LeBron's conditioning. Imagine him with LeBron's tutelage in this year and hopefully next year as well. In LA, this player, you just found the face of the league. It could be him and Wemby. It could be the same thing as Kobe and Duncan with LA and San Antonio is going to happen now with Luka and Wemby. I would even say you bring back Lakers-Celtics rivalry with a high percentage that the Lakers and Luka match up against Tatum and the Celtics in multiple finals in the coming years. Luka and Tatum already had a bit of a rivalry. They already played in the finals. This changes the landscape of the NBA and sports. Now let's take a minute. I did want to show you guys real fast. I pulled out my account, but I want to show you guys some of the funniest tweets, not from my side, but stuff I collected. Here's a church in Dallas today. Looking to the Lord. Oh, there it is. Looking to the Lord for answers. There were Mavs fans in Dallas wearing a Luka Doncic jersey at church today. Today, obviously being church Sunday. Unbelievable. And
Jake, I wanted to add
right here,
1 point real quick. I did just see the reports coming out that Dallas only talked to the Lakers. They did not even talk to any other teams in the league. I just want to throw that out to you guys.
Yeah,
that's getting
Kaden,
reported on right now.
Nico Harrison said that they only talked to the Lakers. Here's another one. Nico said Luka gave no indication he wanted out or wouldn't sign an extension moving forward. He said the Lakers are the only team he talked to. He's saying this directly into a microphone. Mavs fans obviously not happy. Going down here to some other stuff. Here is American Airlines or whatever you call it. Yeah, American Airlines Center where the Mavericks play. There has been a protest ongoing all morning by Dallas Mavericks fans about trading Luka Doncic. And let's take a look real quick at Mavs Reddit. JFK's head getting blown off in Dallas was less brutal than this. That's from a Dallas resident, of course. In this video here, which I don't need to play the audio, but you get the point. The trade was so crazy last night that DJs announced it in the club and people were going crazy. That's another one that I really wanted to highlight. And I'll take a quick moment to shout out myself here. In June 2023, almost 2 years ago, I said potential trade. I was completely trolling, obviously. I said Lakers receive Luka, Mavs receive Anthony Davis and 2 firsts. In my scenario where I was trolling, I overpaid for LUKA DONCIC somehow. Somehow I gave up an extra first that we didn't need to. And the comments were hilarious. Typical Lakers fans. Why do you say potential trade for a trade that has no potential of happening? First off, Mark Cuban hates the Lakers. There's no way he's trading his best asset. Can you stop making trade ideas that will never happen? Go and play 2K. And you guys kind of get the point. So this is unbelievable. It sent shockwaves around sports. In this clip here during a college basketball game last night, they talked about the trade. The announcers were in complete shock and disbelief on ESPN. CJ McCollum and the NBA world reacting. CJ said, gotta pack them bags just in case. If the Don got traded, only Lord knows. And of course, the final thing, which I won't even go and look for, but if you're a Laker fan and you want to see it, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant's reactions, finding out about the trade, Bradley Beal as well, on the Suns bench, becomes an unbelievably hilarious, historic video here.
I was going to say, I do love that comment below the CJ McCollum post where the guy's like, no one's trading for you. Stay safe in Louisiana. Just at the bottom of it.
You're on mute, Earl.
Wait, Earl, I think you might be on mute.
Oh, my bad. I forget I have 2 mute buttons just in case. My bad. Yeah, I was just saying, like, the Lakers are always going to find a way to get the NBA community together, whether that's trashing us for our delusion or, you know, talking about how good we are. So I'm excited about this. Those were a lot of funny memes you shown. And like that one, Kaden said, yeah, I think everybody wants to get out of New Orleans at this point. That feels like the most unsafe place in the basketball world, sadly. Yeah, but I'm excited, man. I don't think anybody expected this. I was literally okay. This is what I was doing. I'll just give what I was doing. We had just finished a Spaces. We were on for a little bit of time. We had a nice win versus the Knicks, which I'm forgetting now, which I'm sure we can talk about a little bit later because that was an amazing game. A game plan by JJ Redick. I literally finished making wings. I hadn't ate since like breakfast time. I made some wings in the air fryer, all done at the table eating. Took a bite, had my phone in my hand, and I see breaking news. Sham says that Luka is traded, blah, blah, blah. I was like, bro, this literally can't be real. I was like, no, it's not real. And then I was talking to my dad at the time, and he was like, what? What are you talking about? What's not real? I was like, they said that AD got traded for Luka. And he's like, I'm going to just turn on Sports Center. He turns on the TV. ESPN is playing, and it's on every network. Breaking news: LUKA DONCIC traded for Anthony Davis, and I'm still not believing. Like, we have a group chat. Like, it got so crazy. Like, shout out to Mark. He's literally typing in our group chat. He says something, blah, blah. He's like speaking gibberish. Like, he's so nervous and excited about the trade. He's not even typing real sentences. So I look at that. I check Twitter again. It's breaking everywhere. So then we of course we started our Spaces. We were on Spaces forever. It feels like 3 a.m. I didn't go to sleep till like 6 because I was just watching videos, reacting to news and stuff like that. But it is truly a day I will never forget. Like, it's one of those moments where you'll remember where you were when something crazy like this happened. But yeah, that's what I was doing. Completely caught me off guard, but I don't know. I'm kind of happy about it now. And I'm just really excited to see how things work out. I know this isn't the end of Rob's move, so I'm excited to see what he does next. I mean, the anticipation is everything now, especially after he did a deal like that. I have no idea who we could be going after now. So, once again, I'm going to say this all day, but shout out to Rob Pelinka, because we did mention this last week. Like, I forgot who brought it up again, but like, Rob got Rui out of nowhere. Obviously, this is tiers ahead of getting Rui, but Rob Pelinka somehow In the last couple years, he always pulls a name out of a hat that nobody's expecting, and he gets a deal done. So that is why we call him the Raw Father. So shout out to Rob Pelinka. We ball.
And to your point, Earl, we received a text from our good friend Mark, who we do spaces with, who we do playback with. And he said the Lakers traded for, I can't even find the text. We texted too much. The Lakers traded for, and then he wrote out a bunch of letters. And I'll put it in the chat here. It started with a T, but it may as well have been like just a bunch of random letters after. His hands were shaking. So when I see it started with a T, I assume, by the way, I'm watching a movie with my dad. I put my phone down for the night. I'm 5 to 10 minutes late to this news. I pick up my phone, see this text from Mark. I assume we traded for Miles Turner and Mark is hype, right? Because it started with a T. I open my phone. I see the Shams. I stand report. I stand up. And I am in full shock. Like, God forbid this doesn't happen, but someone died. It was the feeling, it doesn't make sense what you're reading. And because I was 5 or 10 minutes late, it had already been confirmed as well. Like people like, who's like Dan Woik at the LA Times saying, confirm this is real. So it was already real. And it's complete disbelief. It's the craziest. It might be the craziest out of nowhere moment in NBA history because no one wins the finals out of nowhere. It like kind of has to be this type of thing. That's shocking. Every executive shocked. Every high level player shocked. It changed the NBA for a decade. I mean, what can you even say? It's going to be hard for us to talk about the Lakers beating the Knicks, for example, or tier listing Lakers players this week. How do you talk about that and give full mind to that when your team just traded for a top 3 player who's 25 years old? An unprecedented deal that we've never seen before.
Yeah, for me, like I said, I was just like looking at Twitter, just like scrolling. I turned off my phone for a bit because I was watching ESPN, watching like the highlights of the Lakers next game. Then he said we got that text. I was on that text who put what with 2 question marks because I was like back in. Obviously, I thought Shams, so I went to Shams and I saw a trade and I just shocked and had disbelief. Like it didn't make sense. Like that's a trade you see like early in the morning, like the 6 a.m.s. And I was super glad that that trade happened late in the night because there's no way I want to be asleep when that trade happened. So I'm glad that that news got reported early and see moving forward what the Lakers do.
And one other new thing coming out, we're definitely going to be reacting to news as it happens. Minor thing, but LUKA Doncic's dad was just asked about this trade. He said LUKA lost nothing with this trade. It's not easy for LUKA. Moving is never easy. Everything is going fast. Time will tell, but I'm sure this will be good for him. And I think we're going to see a rejuvenated demon-style LUKA Doncic. I mean, there's pretty decent odds he drops 60 against the Mavs in the first game. And he's one of the only players you can be like, yeah, 60 doesn't feel too crazy.
I did want to say I'm so happy for the Dallas's owner that they do not play at home here in about an hour, that they were at least on the road tonight, because that would have been a nightmare situation to try to play a home game right now. Earl, your mic's muted again.
My bad. Yeah, I feel like the fans probably aren't in a good place right now, so that's a safe bet. But yeah, I agree with you. I think first of all, shout out to LUKA's dad. We got you. We're gonna take care of your son. Like as far as accolades, your MVP chances are gonna increase over these next couple of years. You will never miss another All-Star. I guarantee you that as long as you stay healthy, you will be an All-Star starter for the rest of your career if you lock in. So he's playing in LA, man. He is the face of the league. He is now on the market team. We're about to ball out. I don't think people understand that. I I'm not gonna say I don't care about this year because I do. I still think Rob's gonna make another move. But at this point, it's our future, bro. Like 4 or 5 days ago, we were talking about this. I don't think people realize that. If you're new to the show, we talk about these problems every single day when AD has a bad game or if AD's out. Like, what does the future look like with Anthony Davis and no LeBron? Like, what does it look like? We don't have to ask that question anymore. Now we have to ask the question of who wants to come play with Luka, win championships for the next 8 years. Just saying. So, whatever free agents coming up, you know what line to hit, man. Rob Pelinka is gonna be a very, very busy man. So, and shout out to Bron. I know I said that earlier, but we all know Bron has always wanted to play with Luka. He gasses Luka every single chance he gets. Every single chance. He wanted to make Luka his first brand ambassador. I mean, he might get Luka to change from Jordan to Nike. I don't know, man. After this move, I mean, and I told y'all before, y'all worry about the weight thing. I'm not. LeBron James is going to put him in the Miami Heat diet, and LUKA DONCIC is going to drop 35 pounds before the playoffs, and we're about to go crazy. And don't let it be Mavs versus Lakers. Obviously, I think Mavs got a crazy big rotation, but the emotions on both sides of that series, if you want basketball to be back, that's something y'all should ask for. That's something y'all should want. Basketball back would be that series will be prime time basketball. Lakers versus Mavericks. I promise every single game would matter. Anthony Davis, mad. You don't think Anthony Davis wants to tear down every single big, whoever we get on that team? Oh, you wanted Luka? You don't think I'm gonna go drop off every single big you got on your roster? 40 bomb. Oh, Luka, y'all thought y'all couldn't trust me to be your franchise player when I'm dropping 60 points in games, I'm averaging almost a triple double. You don't think I'm gonna go out there and try to drop 50 on you, average 50, 13, and 10 on a whole series? Like, come on, bro. Like, those storylines, that's what we need. Like, the different narrative. We got two of LeBron's ex-teammates together. Can we take out Bron and win a ring on our own? Like, it's so many narratives, man. So, that's my little rant, man. The NBA is back, man. We needed a villain arc. We created two villains, took out two heads with one stone, bro. So, that's all I got to say right now. I'm happy,
I
bro.
did want to throw under the Mavs situation. They are currently 8th in the West, and this week alone, assuming Anthony Davis is out, they play at Cleveland, at Philly, at Boston, home against Houston. There's a very good chance by the time even Anthony Davis comes back that they're the 11th seed in the West looking in on the play-in. They're only a game and a half up on the Warriors from the 11th seed, so it could get dangerous real quick in Dallas.
Yeah, I agree. And like looking at that press conference today, they had pretty much the whole team is out. So it's gonna be kind of scary. Like, how many games do they play this week, Kaden, if you know by hand? I'm not sure if you have that up on your screen.
No, I gotcha. So Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then assuming Davis would be back Saturday would be that Houston game. They don't play at home until Saturday, so that would kind of be their home game for Anthony Davis, maybe. But there's a very solid chance they lose all three of those on the road.
Yeah, come on, Mal. Come on. For sure. Yeah, I was just gonna say last thing I said before Mal gets up here. I know it was reported Luka could possibly be back on the 8th. That was his plan when he was on the Mavericks. That is a Pacers game. So that could be a really interesting game to kind of test things out, depending on, I mean, obviously I'm betting on us making some other moves, but that would potentially be the first game for Luka, if that's the date. Yo. Go ahead, Mal. Take it over.
Can you hear me? My heard. Yes. All right. At first, like I'll be honest, I just give my little story. I was shocked because in my head I'm thinking, in all of our heads, we need that piece, the big, of course, get the big, get the yada yada yada. We all had that thought process. I'm sure we did. And the shock factor when the trade, it just my first emotions is that they're mad and sad. I'm not thinking logically. I'll admit I don't care about. And Jake's talking about no, bro. We have Luka 10 years. I don't give a crap about what Jake was. I was so mad. He kept saying, "Bro, 10 years, bro. We had it right. I thought we had it right there. I thought we was replicating 2020 basketball. Yada yada yada. This that. But I do understand it, and it seems like they made the call. I mean, they did make the call. They made the call. They hit him up. Rob can't say no, so I can't.
Mal, I did want to just throw out
Yeah.
Dallas is tipping off right now. A few people have already tweeted that the announcers for Dallas, it sounds like a funeral on the other end. A
Oh
few people are
no.
tweeting about.
What do you mean? Like, can you elaborate? What do you mean? If it sounds
Like
bad in the
they said
arena?
that people are pissed. Like I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
like everyone's super
bro. There's
upset.
rioting, bro. They're at the
Yeah,
airport
they're
everywhere.
they're right. They're people. Someone put words that I cannot explain or say on here outside of the Dallas arena in like spray paint, and they're trying to power wash it off right now in front of the arena and can't currently in front of the Dallas arena,
Oh no.
hating on the general manager. Uh,
Wow.
oh my gosh! I
Wait,
mean,
wait. You said where'd you see that?
about the announcers or about the spray paint?
No, the spray paint.
The spray paint. If you look on like the search bar.
I'm gonna need
Oh,
that
by the way,
picture.
someone, yeah, here, I'll put this up also. Someone just brought a coffin in front of the stadium. I'm putting that tweet right
That
now
who was that for?
in front of the Dallas stadium. It's basically saying, dudes brought a coffin, saying, playing see you again, rest in peace to Dallas, in front of the stadium. So if you guys are wondering how it is going right now, that's about all you need.
It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But yeah, like I was shocked. They move off of AD. Now you have Luca, and honestly, we had a few options trade wise, but now like the options they're more. So I just have to let Rob continue to do his job, and right now like there's so many options. I'm gonna let him do his job and just do your job, get the pieces we need, and let's cause. But what I do want to say is there does need to be some type of competitiveness still this season. Like we don't. Okay, we got Luca. We can sit on. No, no, no. We still need to try to go out and compete this year. I'm not saying continue to make more sacrifices in the future, which you probably already have. You probably already sacrificed everything you have, but there still needs to be moves that are being made. But that's really it. I'm happy to have Luca, and that's another thing. I went through a lot of emotions. I'm no longer mad. I'm super excited. We have Luka Doncic. That's crazy. Like, you know how crazy that is for me
10
to say,
years, Mal.
bro. Luka Doncic on the Lakers, like
10
Luka,
years.
like
I'm
that
just
is
saying that because
no,
I
no,
heard
no,
you got mad at
no,
me
no,
for
no,
saying
no,
10
no, no.
years.
Please say that. Like Luka Doncic on the Lakers for a decade is kind of that's pivotal for the NBA. It's just crazy, and he's gonna be elite. And I watched him. I'm not gonna lie. I watched a little highlights. I know we all did, and I was like, damn, and like he's been out, so we do forget. But man, I'm excited to see what he does, and even post LeBron, even with LeBron, post LeBron, this is gonna be a fun ride. Like I said, I'm ready to like I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see what happens. I'm ready to see what Rob does these next few years. Let's see what the Lakers continue to do with the brand. It's gonna be important. I'm ready. I'm ready, man.
My computer died, but I was going to pin the tweet that Kaden was talking about with the coffin. I think I'm going to put that up on the screen in a second here so we could watch the video.
It's an actual coffin.
Yeah, apparently they brought a coffin and played See You Again by Wiz Khalifa.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you the Lakers won the trade, I don't know what to say after that, if I'm being honest.
I mean, it's so disrespectful to act like the Lakers didn't win the trade. Like, I get supporting AD, obviously. I love AD. I know 25-year-old top three player in the NBA. You probably won the trade.
I think that there's like 5 players in the league I'd trade Davis for if you were the Lakers, and Luca's for sure in that category.
Mm-hmm.
Like Victor, Jokic, Giannis, Luca, Shea, maybe. It's probably those 5 that I think you
Yep.
do.
By the way, that was one of my old tweets. I didn't even bring that up. I tweeted players I would trade Anthony Davis for maybe 2 years ago, and it was Luka, Giannis, Jokic. It was like that.
It was funny to me, Jake, that you were making a trolling trade request for Anthony Davis to the Mavs for Luca and 2 firsts, and the Lakers basically even gave up less than that.
Yeah, I
The troll
overpaid.
tweet, they gave up less.
I overpaid in the troll
You
tweet.
overpaid 2 firsts and Anthony Davis for Luca.
So you guys, I woke up this morning hoping it was a bad dream. I will not even lie, like I've never been more scared of the Lakers than I am right now. Aside, like trolling aside, like Oh no, fuck this. Bro, I tweeted this. It's not going to bang now. Fuck. But bro, I'm dead ass like I don't even know. I don't even know what to do. Bro. If you guys have you guys seen the Clarkston news?
Yeah, apparently that was the other thing,
If
right?
you guys get Clarkston, like dead ass,
He's a little harder to get because you have
I'm
to
going to give
basically
up
give
on
up
I'm going to
Rui
give
and
up on the
Gabe for
Grizz this
him.
season.
Like those are the two guys you have to deal for him.
Yeah, but the rumor from the Nets side is the Lakers and Nets are already talking about Claxton.
If you guys get him, I'm going to just give up on the season. Because if we meet in the playoffs, we are not getting past you guys.
The
Can you
price
say that
is up.
again? Can you say that again, but slower, so I can clip it? If we play you, what's happening?
I said if you get Claxton, not right now. Right now we can still beat you guys. Like I feel right now,
Ooh,
because you guys are
Desmond Bain guarding Luka.
Jalen Wells is going to guard Luka. But anyways,
Oh my God. We're talking about Jalen Wells and Luka convos right now.
can I speak?
Come
Can I
on.
speak? I've almost
Yeah.
forgotten what I wanted to say. With the way your roster is right now, I doubt this is going to like you guys are going to finish the deadline with this roster. But like right now, we have a better chance of beating you in a 7-game series than we did like with AD.
Dan
Yes,
Wolke just
but it's
tweeted
Yeah,
something regarding the
that's what I'm saying.
31 pick. I
it
just put
is
it
an
in there, but
incomplete roster though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like, I don't feel you guys are going to. But things that it would be beyond to be if any team in this. I hate Utah so much. They are, oh my god. If any
Yeah.
team in the league helps you guys to finish this to get that center,
Yeah.
I'll be so pissed. I can understand
Yeah.
like Mavs. I can't understand Mavs trading Luka, but I can understand like Mavs still
the
making a
funniest
trade
part
with a
was
team at
too
all. But these
when they
Utah
traded.
niggas, they didn't even. They just said, "Oh, okay, we will help you." Like, what did they actually gain from this?
I don't know.
What did they gain from this? From helping you guys?
I
this
guess
thing?
maybe it makes sense like this year, but beyond that, I don't know.
It's so.
I mean, they just made the
it's
finals with them.
disgusting.
Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't make sense. Luka is an upgrade over AD individually, anyways. I don't know, bro. Nico Harrison, the Mavs GM, said that when he originally presented the Mavs owner with this offer, Patrick Dumont is the Mavs owner now. He laughed.
I did tell you guys today. It feels like the DeAndre Hopkins trade kind of in football, where the GM relationship with the player, the GM made it too personal, and he traded someone exactly like happened with DeAndre Hopkins, and they just traded him away to the first team that would be available instead of
No, but
actually sitting and
this
thinking
wasn't.
like logically.
The Mets pose first. Have you guys seen that?
What?
They tried to trade Luka for Wemby first. And
Yeah,
Spurs declined.
but that I don't know. That's not even possible from San Antonio's side.
What I don't understand from Dallas is if they wanted to get rid of Luka, why didn't they? I understand not wanting to make it like public, like okay, put him on the trade block. But if you could talk to 2 teams without anybody knowing, surely you could have done it with at least like 5-6 teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I
guess they were worried it would leak, but I don't know.
It's still funny to me that they could have got like Castle Vassell and like 9 first-round picks. And they're like, yeah, Anthony Davis and a 29 first-round pick. Sure, send it. Like,
yeah. All right, let's get back to the pod. Let's Allan and Earl got a lot of thoughts. I'm kicking all you guys off here. Mal, should we kick Mal off? I don't know. He's a guest on the pod.
I'm listening. Just listen. Don't kick me.
Yeah, we're keeping Mal for now.
No, you're cool. Let's go. I'm passing to Allan.
Yeah. I think that why guy is about like what's next for the Lakers. Like I said, we talked about at least from our chats, but of course we're being here to podcast. Austin Reeves, could he be person traded for a potential upgrade? Me personally, I would keep Austin. I would like defensively, the backcourt of Luka and Austin isn't ideal per se, but I think offensively, him, Luka, and LeBron could make it work. I think. Just me, that's my opinion. But what are your guys' thoughts on that? And could Austin Reeves be a trade chip?
Yeah.
Look, I think at this point anything is possible. Anybody's available. I feel like in Rob Pelinka's book, if the deal makes sense and it makes his team better, and it's a better long-term fit with Luka Doncic, he's gonna make the deal. And Austin Reeves' salary can definitely help contribute to a better deal if one is available. With that being said, I still want to see what it looks like. I don't think it's not fair for us Lakers fans to be like, I wonder what Austin Reeves and Luka will look like. I know defense absolutely would be kind of terrible. I don't know. I know Luka's played a little bit better defense this year, but he's no means any great defender. But it does make me a little bit curious, like having the offensive power of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James, and just filling out behind that. Like you still got DFS, you still got Vando, maybe trading Rui and Gabe and adding another piece for that center spot. I don't know, man. I really don't, but I still do think he is a valuable piece of this team. If we decide to move on with him, like on this roster for the future, I think he can be around for a minute. But if they do decide to trade him, I'm assuming that it will be for like a bigger type of move to fit around Luka in the future of the Lakers.
Yeah. I think I love Austin and all that, but at the same time, like if you can do something that helps LeBron and Luka win, and ideally you still have that youth for Luka's timeline, like you got to do it. And I think there's better fits in the league than how Austin fits with Luka, for example. So I think, like, let's say it's a Miles Turner and you feel like you could re-sign Miles Turner as well. I feel like I'm okay with giving up Austin if it's Miles Turner and Aaron Nesmith or something like that, where it lets us compete now and later. But I do think like everyone not named LeBron, AD, DFS, even though that sounds not AD. I said AD, LeBron, Luka, DFS, and Vando. Besides that, everyone's on the trade market. And the reason I kept DFS and Vando specifically, it's like you want to make sure that this team has unlimited defense around LeBron and Luka, with Luka's lack of defense and LeBron's age. And then ideally, you also want 3-and-D type guys. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, in a sense, they kind of need like 3 more DFSs in a center, or maybe you go 2 centers and 1 more DFS type player. Like everyone else is on the table. The stance on Dalton Connect is completely changed because sure, he could be your 6th man in the future with Luka, but you can find another 6th man in the future who scores points to go with Luka. You need to put everyone on the table and figure out building this team. A lot of Lakers fans have the wrong idea that this is just for the future, but I think that's the beauty of this kind of thing is you can make an argument this is for now too if you build out the team the right way, and I think they'll go and do it. I think Rob has been more active than anyone with the DFS trade, with this trade. Rob wants to go. He understands if you surround Bron and Luka with the right pieces, as Blocked by Bron saying in the chat, you can win now. So if that's the case, I think you go and do it 10 out of 10 times. And the Lakers could be in the market for significant more moves. And before anyone says, like, why would anyone help the Lakers? Because the other teams also want to do what's best for them. So if Brooklyn, let's say we got Claxton, for example, if Brooklyn thinks Austin Reeves could really be something and they love his game, they're not going to feel bad giving us Claxton for Austin Reeves. Like there are things to be done here. And I like this, what you guys just pulled up. The Lakers' new roster right here. On paper, it's not too bad, but I think we as fans can see the holes with obviously the center position and then like Kleber and Morris not really being a part of this thing here. So there is still a long way to go.
Yeah, like I also throw out the idea of would you throw Cam at the shooting guard and Austin be the 6th man if possible? What you guys thoughts on that?
It makes more sense logically than a lot that we've seen, right? And I think Austin kind of, if he stays, he kind of has to accept that the team has Luka, so we may need you a 6-man sort of situation just because of their fit in the backcourt. But I do think it probably won't go that way. I think it looks like it's going to go, the two directions would be you keep Austin and he plays next to Luka, even if that's not ideal, or you just trade Austin for better fits here. I don't really see it going the way if he's the 6-man, but I think, it's a good point by you, Allan, that hypothetically it's a better fit.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think out of everybody who's been taken out the starting lineup, JJ Redick has put a lot of trust in Reeves to kind of maintain that role. Like, even when it was between D'Lo and Reeves, he chose D'Lo. I think Reeves is comfortable. And especially like at this role, he would almost be going back to like that traditional 2-guard spot. He can be a little bit more aggressive on offense. I mean, but with the gained skill set he's learned of being a playmaker. So at that point, you have 3 playmakers on the floor at all times. I mean, and then you fill in the blanks. Maybe you run DFS or Vando, and then for now, I'm just speaking on what we have on the roster. Jackson Hayes at center, which I know is not everybody's favorite, but I'm just speaking on what we have on paper. I think it works. I think we obviously still have a lot to figure out trade-wise, but I'm not too mad at it, man. I can't say that I'm not curious on how it would look with Luka and Austin Reeves.
And
But I don't think you can run Rui, Reeves, and Luka. I think one obviously can't be in that starting lineup, respectfully.
So 2 more things at the Mavs arena with the protests. They are power washing away the fuck Nico Harrison graffiti, indicating that Mavs fans graffitied fuck Nico Harrison. Second thing here, Luka's dad during his interview, which I guess that's why we keep seeing things from his dad. Like, he did a full interview somewhere. Maybe it was in Slovenia. I don't know. But Luka's dad is now indicating that Luka has virtually no injury and he was planning to come back in the coming days anyway.
That's crazy.
So the Mavs did this shit. Like, I mean, what's the logic on the Mavs side? Like, genuinely, none of it makes sense, right? Like, it doesn't make sense from the Mavs side.
So we got a fully healthy Luka.
It's like the best, and the reports about his weight are just fucking lying. Frankly.
James Harden-ish.
Yeah, it's fake. He's gonna show up to the Lakers and be skinny. Then he gets bronze mentorship with his, his training and his body and his program. Luka may be spending $1 million on his body a year by next year, like Bron does. Like, this is the Mavs getting the best thing that ever happened to them and destroying it themselves for no reason.
Luka is mad, bro. I don't think you understand. He's talking through his father. I don't think people realize that. He went on the phone, talked to his pops. This is basically his dad talking. Hey, I talked to my son. This is this. Basically, my translation is Luka is mad at the Mavericks. He's mad at the NBA. And once he's ready to play his first game, it's over. It's over. Once Luka checks in and puts on that Lakers jersey, villain arc started. It's already started now. Y'all, he's not answering your calls. He's not texting you back. He does not care. Anything in Dallas, he's done with. He's done with y'all. And that's okay. He's with us now, and we're going to take care of him. Luka, don't worry. Anything you need, anything you got to get taken care of, we got you. I promise you that. Bron has got your back. Bron doubled down, said, I'm staying here with the Luka Doncic era, because that's what it's called now. It's not the LeBron AD era anymore. It's the Luka Doncic era. LeBron is now part of the Luka Doncic era. And I don't think we've ever had like a conversation like that, like LeBron joining somebody else's era. That's what we're getting right now. So I'm hyped, man. Like, Luka, mad Luka all year. And people were trying to write off this season. Dog, I don't care. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't care who's out there. All I'm gonna say is we locked in, bro. If y'all really think that having LeBron James and Luka on your team, even if we make a margin to move for an okay or mid-level type center is not going to win us some games and help us compete, then y'all are delusional, bro. Both of those guys' competitive spirit, it's going to be contagious. So I'm like that, man. I'm excited. That just made me really hyped up for some reason, hearing his dad in those quotes. So let's get it, man.
Was a comment by Block by Braun talked about he says he wants a Neesmith from the Patriots bad man. If we can get Miles plus a Neesmith package, I'd be very happy. Yeah, I think the Lakers can work with Indiana, and I said get an upgrade at the 2 guard position and get an upgrade at the center where it'd be Neesmith and Miles Turner. Like I said, those are the 2 positions we're likely looking at. Like I said, Rui could be on the way out. Gabe Vincent could be on the way out, but yeah, it said these next couple of days are going to be very interesting. Tune into the spaces, tune into the playoff LAL. If you haven't joined, join right now, and just follow everybody here.
Yeah, and then I'll just add this in, like, I'm just excited, man. I think the future of Lakers basketball, I keep saying this, I know, but it was so uncertain, like 24 hours ago, bro. Like the future, I had no idea what was going to hold for us. And now we're like one of the most powerful organizations again, which we always have been. But as far as the next 10 years, we kind of hold the chips again. Like people are going to want to play with prime Luka, like even past LeBron James. Like when we have all that money cleared up, we're not going to have a problem bringing someone to LA to play alongside Luka. So I'm really hyped up, man. I'm super excited for what's next for this Lakers team. And once again, I'll say this: shout out to AD. I appreciate every single thing he did for this organization. I know he has injuries. I know he had his consistency problems at times, but he always tried, man. Even through injuries, he wanted to go out there and play. He wanted to be out there on the floor. So I hated how he got that negative reputation of not playing hurt when you have guys like, no offense, the whole 76ers organization besides Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain and Yabusele. But yeah, I'm happy for AD. I think he's going to get a fresh start. I think he's going to be on a revenge tour as well. And I think Max Christie is going to develop well on the Mavericks, and he's going to have a really good, not only into this year, but next year, I think he's going to have a really great season as well. So shout out to those guys. I appreciate y'all a lot. I got nothing for Jalen Hood-Schifino. He didn't give me anything. I have nothing to say. No offense. I just don't know what to say. I mean, I never really seen him play basketball. Besides, actually, I don't remember the last time I watched him play basketball. So hopefully he has fun in Utah. Sure, that's a fun place.
A few more updates here. The Lakers tweet welcoming LUKA DONCIC an hour 40 minutes ago has reached 331,000 likes, 10 million views. Probably the most liked tweet by the Lakers of all time here over LeBron. Just insane stuff there. You know, the whole internet has been reacting in this insane way. Mavs player Najee Marshall before the game said, "It kind of doesn't feel real." The Lakers now go into the future with a clear vision and certainty, something, as Earl mentioned, like we really didn't know about recently, what it would look like post LeBron. Me as a Laker fan personally, I've always been concerned if you made like AD the first option and try to build around him that there's nothing there. I don't think there's anything there from my understanding of AD. He's a great player, but not 1A type of guy. Now, you know, you never have to worry about that again. So I guess let's try to do our Lakers tier list here. I don't even know how you do it. I mean, Luka's on here. You know, I don't know how we do this, but let's do this.
So for today, I'll this totally is random order. We got S, A, B, C, D, injured or limited minutes, South Bay Lakers, and then just a new bomb for new Lakers. Obviously, if and when Luka and Mark Morris are available, obviously we'll upgrade them and put them on the official list. But I think as of right now, we'll plan as new Lakers. I think eventually, I imagine if Luka does play, he'll obviously be an A, maybe S for sure. And then Marquise Morris, depending on his minutes, will be different. But yeah, the bottom we got Austin Reeves, JJ Redick, LeBron James, Vando, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, Dalton Connect, Shake Milton, DFS, and welcome back, GM Lakers, Rob Pelinka. He's back after missing a couple weeks from his last trade. So whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
I mean, I could take Rob. So Rob, again, like we've said it, in one sense, it's hard to give him S because something falls into your lap. But at the same time, like there are considerations here. It's you kind of are swinging for the fences. You're changing the direction of the franchise, and at the same time, like you do give up AD, who we know how great he is, and I just feel like there's a lot that goes into it. Max Christie's development was going very well. He'll probably win a championship one day, whether it's on the Mavs or playing for another contender. I saw that this morning, and it's true. Earl, you and I just tweeted the same thing, stealing Marmal's thing. I just realized. Rob S, and I won't hear anything else. It's so hard to take risks, but the fact that we see that he's able to with this kind of thing, I mean, I see in the chat blocked by Braun, Rob A. I understand. At the same time, you just traded for 25-year-old LUKA Doncic, who should have never been available. If you're a GM, there's no S trade that exists. There's no trade that can put you in S that we've ever seen that was more significant than this trade. So for me, I got Rob Pelinka in S.
I agree. I have nothing else to say about that. There's no other tier Rob Pelinka should be under. His two trades this year were DFS getting off of D'Lo and Anthony Davis to get 25-year-old prime Luka Doncic. That is S tier, ladies and gentlemen. So, going along with that, I'm gonna go with. Do I go? Let's go Shake. Is Shake on here? Shake. He didn't play last game, but the game he did play in, he got us a win. It was versus the Wizards. I think he had 21 points. I think I'm going to put him in. I think I'm going to put him in B tier. B or A. I feel like B is fair. A, I can make an argument for. I know we talk about like if players do something kind of out of their range, we'd rank them a little bit higher. So that's kind of where my thought process is.
I saw Chuck requested up here, Chuck from our spaces. We'll get Chuck. We'll come back to you after this tier list. I'm going to have to agree with B. I know it sounds crazy, but for what Shake is, I think he's B, if that makes sense. Like, yes, he's worse than almost everyone on the team. But for what Shake is and what he did in that game with him never really getting to play, I would say B. Like he did his job above average, like pretty well when he was asked to do his job. That's kind of where I'm at. There's probably going to be people higher in B tier than him, but whatever. Allan, go ahead.
Next guy, I'll go with Jackson Hayes. We gave him a lot of flack, but he has played some good games. That next game wasn't good, but against the Wizards, he got like a near double. Like, so it's just like he's performing well, doing his job, catching lobs, catching bodies, playing good as a Laker. So I say B. Above Sheik.
But sorry, who did you say? I'm so tired.
Jackson Hayes.
Oh, I mean, he's an F tier player in the NBA, but Allan's point, like, again, he did do his job. Man, I don't know. Earl, what do you think for Jackson Hayes or Mal? What do you think?
For Jackson Hayes. I mean, I don't think D. Actually, I'll give him. Nah, I can't. But he has had some fair games. I mean, but no, he's not that good though. Did he get like 2 rebounds? I don't. First of all, I'm not gonna let you guys put the pressure on me. I'm not answering this one, but I'll help. You guys can't put the pressure on me.
Okay, what was it between again?
You guys can.
B and F right now.
I'm gonna
I
give
think
him.
C.
Is
I
there?
think C
You
is
could
fair.
throw a Jackson Hayes tier. That's a possibility as well.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
it.
say, what about C? But
I'm
like,
gonna
I
go.
mean,
I'm gonna go C just because he had that double. I know the floor is so low, but that's something we haven't seen Jackson Hayes literally ever do on this team. So I'm gonna go C. So
I just didn't want to say C and then people get mad at me because that's
No,
what
I'm
I
no,
gonna
mean.
say C as well. So
like he also has some like timely blocks some of
Yeah,
these
fact.
games too.
it
Like
was definitely not like a D tier Jackson Hayes week or anything, but
yeah,
Allan, I feel like B is too high just because of
No,
how
B.
bad he is at basketball, even though he had a productive week.
yeah. Um, wait. Okay, 1, 2. Allan, you already chose someone.
Oh, I guess I go again. My bad. I'll go Austin Reeves, A. A for Austin. He's an A tier Laker. You could argue S. He's a big time player. If you guys want to overrule me for S, I wouldn't be mad. But yeah, whatever you guys think.
I'm going A. I'm going A.
I see Block by Braun went A as well. We could do that.
I
I
think
like
he
that.
did. He does a lot for us. I usually put him on S when he gets like a S for me for reasons like triple double watch. So I'm gonna go A. I think A is fair.
And by the way, one more Luka point. Sorry, but Luka makes centers so good. Like Luka is a big reason why Derek Lively is Derek Lively, right? So I mean, he even made Kleber playable at points. Dwight Powell, things like that. Like bad players became playable. So I don't think we can rule out like if the Lakers get like a mid-tier center, Luka can still make that person look pretty good here. Oh,
Yeah.
Earl, it's your turn, sir.
All right. Oh, Ma, do you want to do one?
Honestly, no. This is too much pressure.
All right, bet. I think I'm gonna take. Give me Vando. Give me Vando. Mr. Vando. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I really want to put him on S tier. His defense is incredible. He really doesn't provide a lot of offense for us, but that's not really what we have him for. But I'm going to put him on A tier because, as Miles said last night, as Jake said last night, sometimes he plays defense a little too heavy and was acting goofy. That one play where he was like running around the screen like something out of a cartoon and he just jumps and overly fouls. I feel like he has to calm down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not saying I don't like it, but that's my thoughts.
Real quick, I know I definitely just said no, but after you saying that and like watching Vando playing like this simple size that he's played, I don't think S is crazy at all. Like he's giving
Yeah.
like what 13, 14 minutes a game max and 6 minutes, 7 minute like little spurts and look at the steals too. And like he is averaging like what 3.07 steals a game. Like
Yep. Well, he's
and
averaging 3 a game.
yes, 3.07 steals a game. It's ridiculous. He's a monster. He's a monster. And
I'm going to say A until he gets more minutes, but I would consider S if he played like 30 minutes.
I'm also at A, but I think definitely S will be in the future. Will be S.
S is very in play for a Vando type player.
Facts.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Allan.
Oh, I said A.
No, I mean for the next guy.
Oh.
Or wait, were you Vando?
Yeah.
No, it was Van. Or no,
Earl
yeah.
was Vando, I thought.
So above
Earl
Austin or behind Austin? Or did you go S?
Behind.
Behind
feels right now.
Yeah.
Next one, Dalton.
Austin likes it from behind. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. All right.
I'll be at Dalton, and I got him at D. D for Dalton.
Yeah,
D for
I
Dalton.
think that's a comfortable spot for him for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
But he has Luka to teach him. No, I'm just fine. He can't learn nothing from Luka.
I mean, we'll see what happens with him. I think he's still a good player, to be honest. Let's do D and just move on. Mal, do you want to do another one? Go ahead. There's
Go
4
JJ.
left.
Let's go JJ.
JJ.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go JJ.
Where though?
You guys remind me of the games or like the earliest game that would count?
Did
Nick,
we lose that one game
Hornets,
this week?
Is it just Knicks and
Hornets, Philly, Wizards, Knicks recently?
First of all, it's good. I'm gonna say that it's good. It's something good, and I think you can't go anything below B or A.
Yeah.
I mean,
8-2. Okay, Blocked by Braun says 8-2 in the last 10. He said that's S tier. W without AD against an actual contender. I think we might go S, bro.
That is solid.
Wait, it go 8-10 without a 8-2 without a without AD.
Not without AD, but like 8-2 in the last 10.
Okay.
Yeah, 8-2, 4-5 out of the last 5 games. And from this week, he only lost versus the Sixers. Everybody else was a win.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
it's
Monday, Tuesday.
A or S, and just do the next game. I mean,
Yeah, that Knicks game, like, that was nasty. The way he was able to completely shut down Karl Anthony Towns. Haven't seen that happen to Karl Anthony Towns this season. Just saying.
S. I'll agree with S. Wait, behind Rob. Fuck all that.
Behind Rob, he's a coach though. He's a coach. He's one of the coaches of the game.
Behind Rob, because front office.
He got his Luka. He got his Luka.
Come on, it's behind Rob.
I think it's on you, Jake.
Pau Gasol said on the Lakers post, "Welcome to LA, Luka Doncic. Excited to see you in purple and gold. The Lakers family is special. Enjoy the journey and make history." That's chill, bro.
Facts.
And I'll move on.
You don't need Dirk anymore. We got Pau.
You know what? I'll let y'all do LeBron last. Let's do LeBron last. I'll just take Gabe and make it easy. Bro, he was hitting some big threes against the Knicks. Besides that injury recently with the last few games, I'm going to go B.
Okay.
For he used to be Buns. Blocked by Braun said A. If you guys want to debate between B and A, I'm good with that, of course.
I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B for Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
B for me.
Yep.
For me, I saw his stats and like he missed like 4 or 3 games because he had like 0.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He did.
In the last game, he played very good. So B.
But I think when he's been playing recently, he's been really good for us. So that's fair.
Except for when he takes those fading threes. Chill out on those, bro. Standing threes only. Is it my turn? Or is it your turn, Allan? I forget.
That was my turn. I'm going to go with DFS. And I'll start off with A. Now, I think I'd put him behind Vandal, or you could put him in the middle. I don't know. I'm stuck between 2, but I say A.
By the way, the Cavs Mavs game. The first quarter score was 50 to, I want to say, 19. The Cavs were on pace to beat the Mavs 200 to 76 after the first quarter. That was the pace.
Wow.
Sorry, are we on Finney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like A. Above Vando, by the way, until Vando fully comes back. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, I think A above Vando because, I mean, DFS is a scoring option as well as a great defender for us. He did a really good job on switching during that next game as well. Like, he was asked to guard a lot of different variety of players, from guards to centers, and I think he did a really decent job. So,
and I think, Earl, the Knicks game was a team effort, no doubt, but at the same time, like, DFS hitting 5 threes, 4 of them kind of all at once, plus the defense, you could look to DFS and be like, he won us that game.
Yep. Oh,
So
we
we
have
got
Rui left.
Rui and Braun, and we
Yeah.
got Mal and Earl.
Yeah.
Or wait,
I forgot Rui.
Allan, did
What?
you go before Earl?
Yeah, I went. I said
Okay.
DFS.
Go ahead, my guest speaker.
Which one should I do? Let me do Rui. And
All right,
Rui,
bet.
Rui's been. I mean, if I remember, Rui's been looking solid. If I'm not mistaken. Like,
Yeah.
bad. I haven't seen any bad Rui games.
Injured for sure, Mal,
Yeah.
for a couple games.
Okay, but I mean, I can't grade those ones. But I've only seen good. He's saying lowest in A, and honestly, I had to look back. Like, this is. I think A's fair behind everyone else, maybe in front of Vando. Who? Oh, okay. That's DFS. Yeah. Not behind Vando, behind DFS. If you do put him in A.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
get behind that.
I'm chill with that. He hit some
The
tough
last game
shots.
he got 21, 3, and 2, 1 steal, 1 block versus the Wizards. 22,
Okay.
4 rebounds.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Philadelphia, 13, 2, and 1, and then of course the rest he missed.
Oh yeah,
Hornets
then
and
he's
Warriors.
behind DFS and A. And he's low key. He might be in front of DFS, but DFS had such a good game last game.
And basically, with us putting all these guys high, like we're saying that this week went really
good,
well,
yeah.
or the last 2 weeks, and I think that's fair. So I'm gonna agree and say like in front of Vando again, just because of the injury right now and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and crown the king. LeBron is in S tier this week. Went to the Garden with one leg, walked out with everybody's legs. He was out there doing hop, skip, fadeaways. He was dunking on people. Like, I don't think I realized, like, the type of dunks Bron was doing, he hung on the rim. Like, he hung on the rim, hanging on one hand on the rim. He had that aggressive two-hand slam as well. Like, he was going on there and dunking everybody. I almost downgraded Rui because he didn't throw that one pass. We were robbed of a free tomahawk LeBron slam because Rui wasn't paying attention. But other than that, great read by Rui. But yeah, I got S tier for Bron. I think he played amazing, especially when Anthony Davis recently getting hurt. He stepped up. He's not sitting out games, and he's balling. So shout out to Bron. I'm going S.
well, I don't know your thoughts on this, but I would say the top of S. And another factor for me, maybe it's just with the trade and everything, but you get Luka because of LeBron too, not just for the future. Like LeBron and Luka, we know the history there. I love it. Also, LeBron now becomes the only surviving member of the 2020 Lakers on the whole roster. And obviously the only Laker in the year 2019 and the calendar year 2018. LeBron is AD is a Laker legend, but LeBron is an upper echelon Laker legend. We go more and more that direction every day. With a chance to add a center and compete for a title here, if Bron can get another title in the next 2 years with the Lakers, he's like maybe a top 3 or 4 Laker, and this is the hardest team to do that on. He can't pass Kobe or Magic, who spent their entire career with the Lakers. Kareem certainly is up there, but I think LeBron, even having 2 less championships than Shaq, he goes and gets another one. I feel like and he has 2 and Shaq has 3 with the Lakers. I feel like LeBron is past. We're in the midst of LeBron passing Shaq on Lakers list. Jerry West, same thing. I mean, LeBron may be remembered, and I've kind of had this feeling for a few years, but especially with this Luka trade, maybe another 1 or 2 trips to the finals, there's a possibility here that LeBron is remembered mostly for being a Laker. As crazy as that sounds, even though as a Cav, like the Cavs will always be like his iconic team, coming up with them and going back in his prime, there's always a recency bias, and the fact that LeBron, it looks like he's going to spend his last 8 years on the Lakers in total. I just think people underestimate like what LeBron did for the city and the team here. And, he's already in my top 5 greatest Lakers, but
Jake, I wanna let you let that. I just can't let that slide. As a
Well, you're
fellow,
from Ohio, and I understand.
I just can't let
But bro, I think the fact is, Mal, if it becomes a conversation because they
it will
remember
be.
Braun's last
It
8
will be.
years. So if it's a conversation, that's nuts considering his impact on Cleveland, which is greater. Like I'm saying, it's greater on Cleveland. But that's why for me, on all Laker lists going forward, sure, we could say he had a bad week maybe next week and we put him in A or something like that. But in terms of like all time and legacy and everything, LeBron is an S tier Laker. And that's another reason why right now I'm feeling like he should be at the top of S.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree as well. Yeah, that's our list for this week. I believe we'll have a Laker space. These for Jake or Earl or Mal, whoever wants to explain it. Go ahead while I set something up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, thank you guys for tuning in to the Quest for 18 podcast. Big show this week. I mean, next week, hopefully we get one Luka game in. We also got the All-Star break coming up. We're also going to talk about trade news. And I think to Allan's point, like we're going to be doing spaces all week about the Lakers trade news. We've been loving doing it over there, getting y'all over to playback. Tomorrow, we actually have an interview with Anthony Irwin, which is great timing with this LUKA DONCIC trade here, with other moves on the horizon. We're going to be interviewing and talking about the NBA trade deadline with Anthony Irwin tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern time. And even right now, as Allan's saying, with everything going on in the world of the Lakers and the NBA, we are heading over to X to do a Lakers space with our good friend Mark, who's been running them, Klutch_23 on X. I'm sure anyone who watches this video, you very likely are in our spaces. You will see us over there doing a ton, and that all kind of begins now as we look, into the next version of the Lakers, what we're going to do this year. And yeah, man, if you're a Laker content creator like us, I think the point is we are set for 10 years of great memories and experiences and competition now. And we finally, have that confirmed. And I think the point is there's no gap like between Kobe and LeBron, where it's like the end of Kobe's years and we suck. And then Kobe retires. And then 2 more years after that go by and you get LeBron, and that changes things. There's no gap this time. This is the most seamless transition of a face of the league superstar. Same franchise that we've maybe ever seen. It would be very rare that Wembanyama and Tim Duncan played together on the Spurs. Obviously, doesn't make sense with their age. But in my opinion, that's what we're seeing here with LeBron to Luka, especially with some similarities in their game and the superstar factor, the killer instinct. Like the Lakers and their fans, we are in for a ride for a decade now. So really excited for that.
Yeah, I see as well. Also, we have a couple of visitors. If you're new to the channel or new to PlayoffLAL, I highly recommend you join. Like I said, we break these news, have these podcasts every Sunday. Like I said, our time is vary. Or we did it early time, but usually we go at 2:30 p.m. Pacific or 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Like I said, we always fluctuate through news and sources and everything going on. As mentioned, there'll be a spaces. We posted a link down the bottom for x.com/clutch_23. Follow that. That will be a spaces after this. And like I said, if you haven't joined this community, I highly recommend. We're active, we're funny, we entertain you guys, and we just have some fun. And we always support the Lakers. And as well, we can watch some Laker games for free. All you do is ask VIP on that specific day. I believe we have a game Tuesday at the Clippers, or not the Clippers, but in LA. And like I said, we'll be streaming this game here, having a great time. We average around like 50 plus viewers. So like I said, you won't be the only ones here, just us and everybody else. So as always, we have fun and we just support our team, which is the Los Angeles Lakers. So As always, have a great rest of your day. Oh, Jake, final words?
Final words is Allan and Earl do a great job with this podcast.
Thank you for having me on.
Yes, Mal, we love you, obviously. Appreciate Allan and Earl for putting me on to something that, changed a lot for me, gave me something fun to do the last, what has it been now since I've been here? Over a year. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. There's really big things in store for this podcast and channel, as mentioned. And, like I said, we're set. This is a decade of us three talking about this, doing our thing. Locked in, contending. The Lakers are back. Hollywood is back. I mean, just a historic moment in sports and certainly Los Angeles sports. So thank you guys. We'll head over to Spaces now. We'll see you for this podcast next Sunday. And as Allan said, we do have a Lakers-Clippers game Tuesday. It should be a ton of fun. Who knows who'll be out there for us, but we'll get the win off pure vibes alone. I promise you guys that. So we'll see you guys tomorrow and Tuesday.
Peace.